crazy intensive casting process where we like got like our blood drawn and we had to do like psych evaluations.
Yeah. And that was all a surprise.
Yeah.
They were like, do you know what you're going to this room for? And I was like, no. And then somebody was like taking my blood.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think one of the biggest surprises, I didn't even know that it was like going to be Stan Lee's Comikaze.
Yeah, none of us knew.
Yeah,
They told us
I
when we
figured
got
it was going to
there.
be like, because it was 495 Productions who did Jersey Shore, and we all love that show. So I figured it was going to be like all of us living on a different coast, and we were going to be selling comic books or something.
Yeah, I
like
thought
in
we
a
were going to be
Midtown
working
Comics,
at a
but on
comic book store
Me too.
or a video game
West
store. But when they told us that we were going to be working at Comikaze, like they played it as if we already knew we were doing it, but we didn't.
Yeah.
It was just like they told us and we were like, holy shit! That's like beyond our wildest dreams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, feel free to raise your hand if you have a question.
Was this your first time seeing the show?
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
How well do you guys feel you've been represented so far?
Perfectly.
I love it. So
Yeah.
far.
Perfectly.
I like it a lot. I feel like it definitely was like, because that was a span of like 5 days or so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Into 45 minutes. So obviously,
Yeah,
stuff
this is-
gets lost in translation, but I feel like it did the job pretty well. I mean,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel
there are
like,
only 6 episodes.
I feel like as far as representations of our character too, they were like really spot on. Like they didn't cut anything together to make us seem like we had different opinions
Yeah.
or anything. It was pretty honest. It's really awesome. It's so surreal to relive your memories in that sort of like voyeur format though.
I just miss Andrew so much.
Yeah, me too.
He's like the best.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone expects like, oh, this is definitely going to make the cut. I'm going to be able to see this in an episode and how great that is, and then it's not on there. And
Yeah.
you're like, oh,
Yeah.
that sucks.
Did you feel anybody tried to like push a catchphrase while they were filming?
No.
Mike tried to push his own catchphrase.
Oh, well, that's
Live
different.
to
Oh
win.
yeah, the mic thing.
Yeah.
Mike is
Oh,
just a terrible human being.
Well, let's not spoil
in
I
an
didn't spoil
endearing
it.
way.
He's interesting.
He's interesting, but he would constantly try to force horrible catchphrases upon all of us.
There were only 2. It was Mike Reed, which is his own name,
Well,
and
Lynn.
Mike Reed, and, well, no, and Brohard and Kate.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know
Which is
that.
apparently a basketball term. I don't know.
None of
But
us did.
but then we would just use the phrases so much back at him that he would get sick of them and start new ones.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
really fun.
So that was our tactic to make him stop.
And you would laugh after he
Oh yeah,
laughed.
you know those people who like they'll say
and
jokes
style,
and they're
yeah.
not that funny, but he'll laugh. He was one of those guys.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of fun to like laugh with him, and he would be like, "Oh yeah, someone's laughing," but I was
Laughing at him.
Yeah.
in retrospect.
But like as far as like producer interference, there was very little. They kind of like the whole spirit of the show with like our producers, they were like in the trenches with us the whole time. They were like our bros. They were always there behind the scenes, like being our personal cheerleaders. And like their idea for the show was like, you make the story and we'll find a way to narrate it.
Yeah, they like just would listen to everything that we would talk about and be like, okay, let's see if we
Yeah,
can
they
figure
made
out a way
like
for us to
running
do
notes
this.
on their iPhones, like, oh, they said this interesting thing at this, like maybe we can make a story out of that. And so it was very much like the only thing that they really had control over was like situations, like, oh, today we're gonna go do this activity. But they never were like, say this, oh, like redo this, like hook up with this person. They were very, and like, because I think they knew if they would have forced that on us, we're all very smart and headstrong, so.
Yeah.
Just like for all of you, if like the first day, Stan Lee and your boss Regina pulls you aside and it's like, okay, this is all part of your internship, but like when Zulu comes over to your house, and Stan Lee says, I want you to rock him hard in the face. Would you punch Zulu in the face if Stan Lee told you to?
That's a good question.
We didn't know that he was coming over though.
But no,
Yeah,
but
but-
Stan Lee told you.
Yeah, Stanley. Alright. I would have tried to convince someone else to do it.
It was
I
weird,
would've done
just
it
a
myself.
terrible person though.
Yeah, never.
That was like
I would
when you
not
tried
do
to do that would you rather question with Kristen and you made her cry.
Yeah.
You're spoiling things.
Well, they might not put it in the show.
Yeah.
He asked her a would you rather question, made her cry because she couldn't answer it. So I feel like that's one of those questions.
I didn't cry, I just got
She got
teary-eyed. And then Sal said, never mind.
But did Andrew, was that like real, genuine?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. Yes.
sadness?
Oh
Yeah.
yes.
I mean, she knows, you guys don't know. I could care less about reality shows. Before this one, I don't watch them, I'm not like, oh wow, video games and reality shows, what do I want to do? And people have like these preconceived notions, I did, that like all of them were fake, or at least scripted somewhat. Like, all right, you're gonna go into this bar and this is gonna happen and you're gonna fight this person, and it was nothing like that. I guess maybe other reality shows do that.
I think they do, but
Yeah,
I think
probably.
that 495 is really awesome, and I think that's why Syfy's marketing it so much as a docudrama
Yeah.
and not a reality show, because it is like a documentary and just edited as a reality TV show. But yeah,
I'm used to being where you guys are, not up here,
yeah,
so-
but Andrew's tears, like, that was unexpected for all of us. We all got really weepy.
And yeah, no, he definitely seemed very. It's just the story is so like perfect. Like that's
I
the
said that to
last
him too.
thing
Like
you
they
ever said
edited
to
that,
your
but I was like,
great-grandma.
that seems so
Yeah.
perfect
Yeah.
for the situation. I was like, oh, you're killing me, Smalls.
Yeah.
But it was
Yeah.
that really didn't happen.
Yeah, I really don't think that any of us would have been good enough actors to pull any of that off. We
Yeah,
would have
no,
just
I
like
can't.
giggled our way through it. So
Awesome. You had a question.
Oh, I know what the question is, and you're crying. What was it? That would you?
I don't know if we should say it in case it's gonna be on.
just do
It's
it.
not
a
that
small
big of a
group
deal.
of
It's a
people.
small
You
question.
asked
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you.
He told me that I had to, if I had to pick between either killing Stan Lee publicly or killing Neil Gaiman privately, and I, of course, was like, why would I have to kill either of them? Like, this is not something that would happen. And he was like, because if you don't choose, you'll have to watch your entire family die in front of your eyes. And I was like, what? And
It
then he
seemed
was
like a
like,
good
okay,
question.
never mind.
Well, because so many people, like, and you'll see, I did this with Elvira too, kind of a spoiler alert, but like, so many people are used to the same questions, like, what was it like working with Stan, and blah, 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 like, we expect those. But, like, no one expects that kind of question, so those are a lot of fun.
It's not a question, I just want to say DC's better than Marvel.
Bullshit.
No way.
I will fight you out in the street right now. I have the big heels on.
I got the Dark Knight on my side.
You know, actually, like, I make a big deal about it, but I love both. I just like
Yeah.
Marvel better.
I mean, not only DC and Marvel, like Image and
Yeah, I like
Dark Horse
indie,
and
indie
IDW,
comics more
like,
than anything. X-Men
all
is
of
just
them.
my religion.
Yeah.
I know. They don't know.
I have a question.
Yes.
So this was the first time you guys saw this, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So you went through the experience of doing the show, and now you've watched the show. What are you hoping that after now seeing how it's probably going to unfold with the rest of the episodes, what are you guys hoping that the geek community as a whole is going to be able to take away from the show?
I think all of us really signed up for it because we're all like, we're definitely huge geeks, but we're also like, not normal, but we're social and fun, and like we just want to show people that it shouldn't be, it shouldn't be this stereotype of like, you know, everybody has these preconceived notions about geeky people, and it's just not true. And we want to break that and show people that you can be, you know.
Well, that's a huge reason why I signed up to begin with, because I figured, like, you know, and you read the forums, like, I know my way around the internet, like I said, and so, like, I see all these people like, Fangasm's gonna suck, Syfy doesn't know what they're doing, and I want to watch something good, and blah, blah, blah.
They're just
And so-
another show exploiting geek culture.
And that's
Yeah,
and that's
and
exactly
they're not.
what we didn't want it to be.
Yeah.
And so, like, I know that they could have easily made all of us seem like we're basement-dwelling people living in our mom's basements who are hardcore V-card holders and that whole thing. You know,
But that's not the
That's-
reality of
that's-
geekdom. That's
yeah.
just a stereotypical pop culture archetype that has been popularized because of like the comic book guy from Simpsons and shows like Big Bang Theory. Which is why everybody's having issue with the tagline of the Big Bang Theory, but I think what 495 and Syfy intended with that was like this is what the Big Bang Theory should have been in real life. Like this is what geeks actually are. And that was again like that is every interview we've done with our PR lady, and she has to do like the disclaimer first. She's like make sure people know that it's like a positive look at geek culture, and like it's
Yeah.
like a celebration and not an exploitation, and we're not making fun of geeks, we're like embracing it.
it's also on the Syfy channel,
Yeah.
so I feel like if they were like, hey, Syfy, watch this show about let's...
yeah, but they
you know,
do
make
Heroes
your-
of Cosplay, so
I didn't watch it. I didn't watch reality TV.
that was an
um,
exploitation.
I guess.
But yeah, no, it's I think that for all intents and purposes, as far as our experience, and especially seeing that first episode, it definitely seems like they stayed true to their mission statement that they told us.
Yeah.
So
So, you guys asked a bunch of questions. Do you have any more? Yeah.
No.
Fuck, Mary Kill. The
Only
cast.
oh God,
Marry Molly.
yes, Mary Kristen. Fuck Sal. I'd fuck Sal.
I'd bang Andrew.
Well, it's Sal. Or well, I can't.
Oh yeah,
I can't.
definitely Sal.
Yeah, I can't
And
ruin
then
the
kill
sanctity
Mike.
of Andrew, and then kill Mike. Kill Mike
Obviously.
for sure.
Kind of
Yeah.
threw up in my mouth a little bit.
Well, because it's him. Andrew has a girlfriend. I can't ruin that. Mike is horrible, and Paul is very annoying. So
Not very annoying.
he is if you're a woman, and all he moans about is friend zone, which is what all he did to Kristen and I was friend zone.
I guess I'm not a woman.
Yeah, like
Who
Paul was hilarious as long as he wasn't whining about friend zone, which is what he did all the time to Kristen and
I feel like a lot of spoilers are going on, but I don't really
Yeah,
care.
don't say too much.
So do you guys have any more questions? Otherwise, I'm going to start asking my questions.
It'll make you all very
We might have.
After seeing the episode, is there anything you would like to see shown in the episode?
Yeah, but-
the hunter thing.
Yeah, the hunter thing was pretty
There
bad.
was,
But could it have been edited in a later episode?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't think so, because it's kind of...
Alright, this is a really great
Alright,
story.
there was... Molly had a guy over.
He was so special.
When we were in the hot tub, and...
Like caveman.
Shut
dribbling.
up.
No, he's a tall, attractive Hollywood actor.
Yeah,
that
he's
I
a
know.
good-looking guy. But Andrew was really making fun of him.
He deserved it.
It was really funny.
No, he didn't.
It was really funny. And then Hunter was telling us about how he had, this heart surgery, and he was having trouble again, and he
could die
could
any
die.
second now.
And then
Just showing us
Andrew
his
was like-
surgery scars.
And then Andrew goes, "Everyone line up to have sex with this guy."
And so that was just like an iconic thing. Because Hunter didn't even know, he wasn't smart enough to pick up that he was getting made fun of.
I think he do.
He knew. He just
Andrew
brought,
was singing
he
that
knew
song at him.
because when I said goodbye to him that night, he was like, Andrew hates
What was
me.
the song that he was singing?
The good-looking guy from the Boy Meets World.
Yeah, do you
Yeah.
guys know that? The good-looking guy from Boy Meets World, he's a good-looking...
Basically, Andrew
Go on, I thought you guys were geeks.
made a lot of fun of a boy that I brought home to his face, and it was hilarious, but also kind of sad. And I'm sad that got cut. I've also said, and I was me riding the bull in spandex, and he just made the bull vibrate the whole time, so my butt just jiggled wildly.
Actually, I'm very glad that got it.
I wanted to see how good my butt looked on a bull.
Not very.
Hey!
This is what it's like on the show. So you guys are in for fun.
So what's your latest geek movie you've seen so far in 2013?
The latest one, I really liked Kick-Ass 2. I thought it was...
I really like Pacific Rim.
Yeah, me too.
Excellent movie.
You know what, Pacific Rim was good, but I wanted it to be more like... I'm a huge Godzilla fan.
It's an anime. It is an anime, and you can just shut up.
They're making a Godzilla's coming out.
No, I know.
Yeah.
So that I'm excited for. I feel like that's going to blow Pacific Rim, no pun intended, out of the water.
Definitely not.
Yes, it will!
No.
It's not going to be like that Matthew Broderick Godzilla.
Yeah.
That didn't even happen.
No, Pacific Rim
Yeah.
is the best.
Yeah.
Because anime.
You guys have more questions? No. Alright.
Where in Seattle are you from?
Greenwood. Well, that's where I live right now. Lived in Capitol Hill until recently. And then there was too much drunk.
So too much what?
Too much drunk
Yeah,
all the time.
Capitol Hill is like that. I could tell from the hat though.
I was wearing this hat long before I moved to Seattle.
So I have a question. It's not a weird one, I guess. I'll evolve into
Are you
those.
picturing all of us naked right now?
I was doing that before. So how many of you, like, if any, hopefully not many, like, just saw that and you're like, wow, that sucked. Like, I don't want any part of, like, 2nd episodes through 6th episode. Do any of you, like, did you
So
really
they're
not
just
like
gonna
it?
they're gonna go home and anonymously post about it on
Tell
the
me
internet.
that's fine
They're not
with
gonna
it.
tell it to our
Write about
face.
it online.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? Guys, you
Yeah,
can
they're
tell me.
gonna go on 4chan and be like, ugh.
They could join that one.
I don't
thread.
think there was anything markedly bad about it. Like, I could be wrong, but I can't imagine what we just saw that someone would be like, Jesus Christ! I am so offended. I'm gonna go throw up now. Like, I think you guys are in good
Kristen
shape.
and I might get some MRAs on our asses.
Some what?
MRA?
Men's rights activists.
Men's rights activists. What do you mean?
Does anyone...
Well, because we were spouting feminist rhetoric, so automatically that makes us enemies of the internet.
I didn't know there were men's rights activists.
There are, and they're terrible.
Shit. What in the world?
Like Robin Thicke.
Men's rights activists. I've
It's a whole big faction of Reddit, and they like actively attack anyone who has any sort of feminist viewpoint at all
Wow.
in the geek world. So I've had them hack my website and do all sorts of, and send me hate mail and write threats and stuff. It's fun.
Whoa.
So I'm sure that that's just, because I'm already in their public eye, I'm sure that's going to happen.
I don't
at some
think
point.
you are. I don't care. There goes Molly. MRA. You know, a little bat signal goes up or whatever, but it's MRA. No one cares.
I bet you get a restraining order on one of them, Sal.
Maybe one dude. There's probably just, you know.
Yeah, those are everywhere. But MRA, I have no idea. Wow. What is Reddit exactly?
Wait, no, she had a question too
Oh,
about
sorry.
Reddit.
Well, are you afraid of anybody gonna start screaming fake geek girl?
Oh yeah, of course they will.
They do that anyway.
Yeah,
So.
it's such old news to us now that it's like, we don't even care. We're just like, all right, you can think that if you want. You want to like go to trivia night, we'll kick your ass. Like, it's just like, I don't know. To me, at this point, it's like I don't even feel the need to get worked up or defend myself because it just is not worth it. Like they're gonna think what they want, and they're just gonna be forever alone, and we're being awesome. So.
I mean, that's definitely going to happen. Random people are going to see us and be like, "You're not a geek," and you know, I'll be like, "All right, well, I just got to go back to GameStop. That's where I work. When I'm not doing reality TV, I'm working at GameStop."
Well, I mean, people are already saying that. It's like a bunch of people on like the Syfy Facebook page are saying like, "Oh, they got a bunch of fucking fake geeks because real geeks would never exploit themselves on TV." It's like, yeah, because you're just very narrowly stereotyping the subculture that you're part of. All right, you know, it's not. Definitely not this like awesome celebration of diversity and different personalities and passion. Of course not.
It's absolute thinking on their part.
Yeah.
Only assist deals in absolute. Yeah.
You know, just want to ask, who's your favorite anime or comic book character, and the reason why they're your favorite?
Oh Jesus.
Well, mine's Spider-Man.
No one saw that.
My come back to me.
Come back to me.
You have to be alive, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've just always like really loved him. I think his storylines are very relatable, and I love that like he was really one of the first like teenagers to get powers and not be a sidekick. He became his own hero and, you know, made his own way in the Marvel Universe. So I just think that he did a lot to pave the way for heroes nowadays.
What do you think about Superior Spider-Man?
I'm enjoying it.
What do you think about it?
Mixed feelings.
I'm a really hardcore anime fan, but when I think about like a favorite character, it's hard because I like enjoy the series and more than the characters themselves, because usually the characters have a lot of flaws that irritate the shit out of me.
Yeah, they usually have like a lot of archetypes that they
Yeah. I mean, my favorite anime ever is Serial Experiments Lane, but I wouldn't say that Lane's a favorite character. My favorite X-Men is Polaris, so she might be like one of my favorite characters because she's an awesome anti-hero.
For me, it depends on my mood. Like, sometimes I really want to read an awesome Batman or Swamp Thing or something, which I think is pretty cool. But then other times, I really want to get into a good Iron Man or whatever, Wolverine.
I thought you were going to say Iron Man.
Yeah, I know, but I switch my answers all the time. Because I can't just pick one, like,
I know it is hard.
you know? I can't do it. They actually asked me, like, in the casting thing, like, just pick one, and I was like,
Yeah, no, I can't do it either.
But Iron Man has brought you the most revenue, so you can't be mad at that.
No, no, but, you know, I cosplay them all the time, blah, 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 but... Which, by the way, no, I won't spoil it.
So anybody else have questions?
So have you ever met anyone famous in the coming episodes?
Yes, there are many famous people in the coming episodes.
You also do watch it.
Yeah.
We can't spoil it.
Yeah, we can't spoil it. They're pretty good spoilers. Obviously Stanley, but that's the only one we can spoil. But the context in which we meet Stanley is pretty epic. So.
I also feel like you could probably Google that to find the answer.
Yeah, there's a possibility.
Some people have been
Yeah.
announced.
I'm actually really excited to see the episode where we meet Stanley because that's literally a complete blank slate in my memory. I have no recollection of it.
No, that's I was
at all.
all kind of
Like I had such an intense adrenaline rush that I have I no memory of it. None.
Yeah.
I remember walking to it and then exiting, but I don't remember the interim. So It'll be interesting to see it because I may have just been a fool.
I just remember Stan being really nice.
Yeah.
Being like, oh my
I
God.
felt like I had tunnel vision. I remember that. I remember there was like tunnel vision where I was just looking at him and there was nothing around me. It was just all blurry.
We can say, like, I was in his office.
Yeah, we all were.
Well, like, I might as well have been in this room. Like, it
Yeah.
didn't matter. Like, I didn't see anything else. Because it was Stan Lee is
room,
just
though,
chilling
was
right there.
really awesome.
Oh, yeah, but I'm
But we
able
were
to
all
pay
packed
attention
in.
because Stan's not there, so.
Yeah.
What was your friends or family's reaction when you met Stan Lee and everybody else?
My parents have no idea who Stan Lee is, so they were just like, "That's nice, dear."
My parents screamed. They were like, oh my God, didn't he make Spider-Man?
My mom has no clue who he is. My dad, before, like, you know, he thought that it was just going to be Jersey Shore stuff, like me selling comics, so he's like, make sure you mention Stan Lee's all the time, and maybe they can, like, get you to meet him one day, blah, blah, blah. And so, like, I didn't tell him a thing, because we were supposed to be super secretive anyway, so, like, I wanted it to get to the point of, like, let's all watch the first episode, and he doesn't know that I'm going to meet, because he always wanted, he loves Captain America, that's his big guy. And so I wanted it to be a surprise for my dad to be like, my son's meeting Stan Lee, but obviously the teasers and trailers kind of spoiled that for me.
Yeah, it's still pretty cool though.
Yeah,
that
it
you
was
waited
still
that long.
pretty badass.
Yeah, my parents, I literally called them and I was like, and I did this, and I did this, and I did this, and they were like, uh-huh, I don't know what that means. Okay, that's cool. I miss you. Are you having fun? Do you miss your dog? Yes, Mom.
So I'm assuming aside from Comikaze, you've all been to conventions.
One or two. Hundreds.
What's your favorite single convention experience?
This year's San Diego Comic-Con.
Oh yeah, we did have a lot of fun this year.
Kristen and our girl posse with Mel and a few other ladies completely took that convention over. I convinced Simon Pegg that he knew me, and
Yep.
hung out with him for a while.
She does that a lot. Wait, remember that line when
That
you
was
watch the thing.
before she
Convincing
sat in
Simon
fire.
Pegg that.
Oh, and then I sat in fire and burnt my favorite dress. The one that I'm wearing in the intro, actually. That burnt my entire ass off. It was pretty awesome.
That was so funny. Excuse me, but you're sitting in fire.
Yeah, no, this year's San Diego Comic Con is probably the best convention I've ever been to, and
Yeah,
this was like my like 5th or 6th San Diego, so that's saying something. But
My favorite was Icon, which is like a really small convention, but it was the first one I had ever been to, like ever. I was still like early in high school, and I remember just being completely wowed by it. And it's not like New York Comic Con or even San Diego where it's like all these people. It's not a lot, and so I was able to like. So I was able to like walk around and actually be able to go like this without hitting people, unless I wanted to. And I got the life-size Predator bus that Sideshow did on my first time going to a con. Like it was $600 back then, which you could never hope to get now for $600. So I was really excited.
I'm also a really big fan of Baltimore Comic Con because it really like just focuses on comics.
I really like
opposed to
Heroes Con too.
anything else. Yeah, I always get it.
And I got to rep my hometown con of Emerald City Comic Con, which is like what San Diego was like 10 years ago. So it's intimate enough that you can like meet all the guests and artists and stuff, but it's big enough that there's like big guests and big media presence and lots of cosplay. That's amazing.
Was you able to meet any cast from Breaking Bad or Walking Dead before we did a San Diego?
No, I have met the main guy from Walking Dead. I met him at San Diego Comic Con last year. He was hanging out with one of my friends. He's very Australian. So
Yeah,
I met a
hardcore.
bunch of the Walking Dead people at Dragon Con last year.
yeah, Kristen and I both work in media, so she and I have a chance to interview a lot of people and meet a lot of people. So the fact that we like totally spazzed out over Stanley is actually kind of like against our general character because I'm generally cool as a cucumber. I'm gonna punch you in the face, Sal.
I was talking to them.
Yeah. Sal thinks I'm a name dropper.
She's a hardcore name dropper. You guys make up your own minds in the later episodes.
I just know a lot of people that happen to do notable things.
Wow.
She like has dinner with President Obama. Like, she just
all
came
the
from
time.
there.
All the time. Every night. I'm gonna call him right now.
Her and Stan, tea and crumpets all the time.
Yeah, we're best friends. We follow through meadows.
I think we gotta wrap it up for time, unfortunately. So the show is premiering on Tuesday night on Syfy, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So you all saw it. It's going to be the same episode, but at least set your DVR so we can get some ratings action there. Or watch it again. Be sure to tell everyone how great it was because you saw it
Live
early.
tweet it. Live tweet
And yeah, and thanks everybody for coming down, and thanks to our guests here for talking with us. And
I'm not that good with Twitter, but you guys.